So thank you for choosing to be here. Welcome, Sandy. Got to hear a little bit about your experience as how we welcomed you in. This is a chair yoga practice, so have a chair. I mean, it could be your couch. If you like any props, grab them, but no, they're not required. If you do sit in a chair and your feet do not fully connect to the floor like mine, you might choose blocks to adjust. Bring the floor a little bit higher to you. Blocks could also support us on the sides of our mat as we start to lean and twist. If you're on a surface like mine, use a yoga mat so your chair doesn't slide any amount. I'm sure you already have what you need. So come into a comfortable seat. And I'm initially feeling how cold my chair is, so I'm going to grab a blanket to put it underneath. One thing I tend to offer in my classes is the reminder that you're never stuck. So always feel free to come out, come in, as well as to adjust. I'm seated slightly forward in my chair so that I can connect to a little bit more core versus leaning back and slouching. But always do what's best for you. Your hands can relax on your thighs. You might even rub your thighs. Maybe there's a shift in your seat to make sure you feel grounded. Let's take a few rounds of open mouth breath just to kind of clear the air, clear our minds, like a reset. Breathe in. And then sigh the breath out. A second time, breathe in. A little sigh of the breath out. The third time, breathe in. And maybe you hold the breath a little bit longer. Sigh the breath out. If you're comfortable, please start to breathe through your nose. So close your mouth. I'll help us build connection to breath by leading breath with movement. Let's play with our arms for a moment. Inhale, reach your arms out and forward, where your shoulders are in line with your wrist. Exhale, bring your arms out to the side, almost like an airplane. Again, your shoulders might be in line with your wrist. Inhale, bring your arms up towards the ceiling. They could be in a V, they could be more in a W. You could expand up where your palms face one another. And then exhale, lower your arms back down beside you. One flowing movement. Inhale, sweep and expand your arms out and up as much as you wish. Exhale, lower your arms back down. Bring it through center. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up as much as they'll go. Exhale, lower your arms back down beside you. Two more of those. Breathe in, sweep your arms forward, maybe up. Breathe out, lower your arms slowly like you're treading through water. Last round, breathe in. Breathe out. As you relax your arms down beside you, grab hold of the seat of your chair with your right hand. Inhale, lift up through your chest. Option to stretch your left arm up. Exhale, a lateral stretch. Lean your upper body over to the right side of your mat. Here's where the block might support you. Your hand could come down towards the block. You might find a little bit more side bend. Remember, your lifted arm could always be bent. You don't have to use it at all. You're looking for a stretch through your left ribs. Now pull your belly in to engage some core. Inhale, rise back to center. And then exhale, opposite direction. Maybe you sweep your right arm up, hold on to the chair with your left hand, start to lean over to the left side. Here's where I'm going to use the block to support me a little bit more side bend. You can look in any direction. Please do what's best for your neck. And maybe slightly pull your right shoulder back towards your chair. Inhale, bring yourself back up to center. And exhale, allow things to relax. Place your hands back on your thighs. Let's take another open mouth exhale to reset. Let's twist. Take a breath in. And when you breathe out, twist your upper body to the right. Take your right hand rested on your left leg. Nope, sorry, your left hand rested on your right leg. Your right hand, it could grab the seat of the chair. It could hug the back of the chair. Breathe in, sit up a little bit taller. Breathe out, allow your belly to turn towards the right. Not forcing. Breathe in, sit up a little bit taller. Breathe out, maybe your chest turns a little bit more to the right. Another breath, lengthen through your neck here. Exhale, maybe it's right for you to look over your right shoulder, a subtle stretch in your neck. Now, I always notice that my shoulders like to lift, so pull your shoulders down towards the mat. Let's hold this twist for 3 breaths. Remember, you could come out sooner. You could also stay in if that serves you best. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Allow an inhale to unwind you from the twist. And exhale, just pause for a moment. Allow things to come back to a central axis. Breathe in again, sit up taller. Breathe out, we'll twist in the opposite direction. Cross your right hand to any part of your left leg. Choose if you're going to grab the seat or hug the back of your chair. Inhale for length. Exhale, we allow the twist to start at your navel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe the twist starts to resonate in your chest. Breathe in. You could look over your left shoulder. A little stretch in your neck. Let's hold this twist for 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Allow an inhale to bring you back to center with your spine. Allow the exhale to just be a recentering. Maybe it's an open mouth. I'm going to move my chair just so you can see my back. You shouldn't have to move your chair at home. Shifting into the seated cat-cow. Moving our spine in the other 2 directions. Again, I have space away from the back of the chair for when I lean back. Start with your hands on your thighs. Sit up as tall as you can. When you breathe in, pull your chest forward, lean your chest forward, let your elbows bend. If you're looking at me, notice where I have my left hand behind my back. This is the space that I'm moving from, my tailbone. When you breathe out, lean back, Let your arms straighten and then round your back. You might bump into the back of your chair. Curl your chin in towards your chest and really tight with your abdominals. Pull them into your belly. Your seated cat-cow. Inhale, draw your chest forward, tilt forward. I like to sniff forward. And lunge is coming up next, so I'm envisioning that. Exhale, your seated cat, lean back, round your back. Here, my belly's hollow. It's ready to fill up with my lunch, yeah? Let's do that a few times. Find your inhale. It's different than my pace. Find your exhale. Let's give this a count of 8. And 8 is just a length of time, not repetitions. 7, so really move with your breathing, not forcing. 6. 5. 4. You'll return to a neutral spine in 3. 2. And done. Return to a neutral spine. Let's take a moment and pause. Just to kind of let things settle. Awesome. I'm going to reposition my chair. You shouldn't have to move. Let's play with a little spinal balance. We'll get some action in our quadriceps, our biceps and triceps. Here I am shifting further back so I have the support of the chair, but still firm up your abdominals. Breathe in. And when you breathe out, reach your right hand forward. If you're facing the screen, it's like we're shaking hands. And then release your hand down. Inhale, extend your left arm forward. We're shaking hands. You might even do the shake. Exhale, release your hand down. Now squeeze your glutes, your gluteus maximus. Notice when I squeeze, things kind of droop into center line. Squeeze in so your thighs strengthen. Inhale, extend your right leg forward. Pick your foot up as much as it'll go. You might squeeze your leg muscles so much that your heel lifts a little bit more. Are you firming your core? Exhale, gently lower your foot down. Opposite. Breathe in. Kick and extend your left leg forward. And your heel might rest on the floor. That's okay. But squeeze the muscles in your glutes to engage through center. If you've lifted your foot, really press through your heel. Let your toes curl into your face. Exhale, lower. Now let's combine arms and legs. Here's the spinal balance. And think of balancing your mind. Doing opposite things is an exercise in its own way. Inhale, reach your right arm forward, kick your left leg forward. You could also position your left hand on the chair for support. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, opposite. Send your left hand forward, kick your right leg forward. Zip up through your core, maybe hold your chair for support. Now let's march it out. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite arm and leg. Kick and reach. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite arm and leg. Kick and reach. Strengthen your thighs and your core. Breathe in, center. Breathe out, opposite arm and leg. Let's repeat this for that count of 8. And the 8 is just the length of time, not how many times. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, try to even out the sides, and done. Find your release. And maybe you lean back for a moment, let your core release. You can even shift your hips forward in the chair. Maybe you look around. I know I felt it in my thighs. Hopefully you felt some connection there. If you didn't feel the strength of your thighs, know that you're lengthening through your hamstrings and your calves. So always some benefit can be found. Let's circle things around. I'm going to shift back in my chair and separate my feet. Choose the distance that you want. One leg might come out a little bit more than the other. Maybe both legs come out a bit. I'm on the chair where I'm not going to shift forward and slide forward. Allow your hands to relax on your legs. Breathe in. And breathe out. Start to take little circles going counterclockwise. So take it forward, left, back, and right. Forward, left, back, and right. Now I'm going slow, and I'm making my circles small. Depending upon your stability in the chair and your comfort, you might lean a little bit more forward. Again, my chair is on the mat, so it doesn't slide. We definitely don't want you leaning so far forward that you could fall forward, so be mindful of that. Big circles, little circles, fast circles or small circles, you define them. You might even kind of turn your shoulders in it. You could look in any direction as you move through it. You could be more of a center axis and the swirling's more from your upper body versus your lower. Keep the circles going for 8, unless we want to stop. We're dizzy. 7, 6, 5. You're going to pause in 4, and you'll stop exactly where you're at. 3, you might not be at center. 2, and 1. Pause exactly where you're at, and then reverse the direction of your circles. So now we're going clockwise, forward, right, back, and left. Maybe you adjust the circles. I'm going to bring my feet in for this round. You can even close your knees and do the circles. For me, with my knees closed, I do have a little bit more security as I lean forward. My thighs are there to catch me. I'm going to circle for a silent count of 8. When your count is complete, come back to your neutral. I'm going to take a cleansing breath. Inhale. Now this is chair yoga. It doesn't mean that we can't stand. I'm going to stand up just to kind of get some wiggles out. You might get the wiggles out staying seated. So it's just a little blip. I feel the need to sit up or stand up, shake some things. You could shake from your chair. If you did stand up, revisit your seat. But as I think about it, you could do this standing. I'll do a version standing in a moment. This would be a little sun salutation flowing breath to movement, just like we did our arms, the sideway movement and the twist, just like we did cat-cow, but this is intended to kind of vibrate us with the sun type of energy. You might notice I have sunny blocks, yellow. I love the color. Van Gogh collection. I'm going to use my blocks just for a little bit of added support. I'm going to put the blocks in front of me in between my legs. You could have a table in front of you, a second chair. It's also not required. Right? Don't want you feeling like you can't do anything if you don't have props. All right, here we go. Inhale, sit up tall. Sweep your arms out as much as you want. Maybe bring your arms up and out. Exhale, a baby back bend. Bend your elbows down towards your ribs. Tilt your chest up. And I'll turn sideways in a moment, but feel like you're in the seated cow, but your arms are up. Inhale, straighten your spine back up. Exhale, bring your hands to your thighs. Slide your hands towards your knees as much as you want. Here, I'm going to look towards the floor. You might slide your hands down your legs a bit. I have the blocks where I'm releasing my hands to the blocks. If you felt really stable, or maybe if your feet were wider, some of you might reach your hands towards the floor. But again, not the space where you feel like you would fall forward in the chair. Now inhale, rise back up. Place your hands on your knees, roll up, sit up. Sweep and expand your arms back up. And I'll turn sideways so that you can see. Exhale the baby back bend, bend your elbows. Tilt your chest forward and slightly up. You could look up. Inhale, re-lengthen your back. Exhale, fold down. Take your time. Choose if your back stays straight or if you allow things to round. Let's repeat. Inhale, rise up. Open up. Exhale, shine your chest to the ceiling. Almost a smile with your collarbone. Inhale, rise up, lengthen. Exhale, let's fold and go down. If you're comfortable, we're going to hold. So I could hold by resting my forearms on my thighs, let my fingers hang. I could fold by bringing my hands to the blocks. I prefer to keep my neck level, so I'm looking a little bit more forward. You might drop your head down, curl your chin towards your chest. Let's hold this for 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Inhale, take your time to sit back up. Maybe pause once you're up to allow your eyes to settle. If you feel the need for cat-cow, to twist, or to lateral stretch, please do so. Or maybe you want that opportunity to stand. So let's play with the sun salutation standing if you wish. If not, repeat it from the chair. And that's a great way to exercise your mind, remembering what we've done. We'll do this 3 times if you allow. I'll stand up for this version. I'm going to adjust my chair and use the chair as if I were using the blocks. And never having to rush to get myself set up for success. Inhale, mountain. And this time I'm choosing not to bring my hands up in the air. I have my hands at my heart center. Squeeze your legs together, even if you're seated. Pull your belly in really tight. Breathe in. Breathe out your baby back bend. Draw your elbows out. Tilt your chest up. And if you notice, I'm not cocking my head back and stretching my neck, stressing my neck or throat. Inhale, come back to mountain, neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Standing, I'm going to let my knees bend. Bring my hands to my thighs and slide my hands down any amount. Here's where the chair is supporting me. I'm going to bring my hands to the chair. And I'm going to walk my feet a little further. You might drop your elbows into the chair. Again, option to drop your head down. Let's rise up. Inhale. Press your hands into the chair. Bring your hands to your hips and pull your belly in. My knees are slightly bent. I'll roll up or straighten up. Squeeze your glutes at the top. And then recenter yourself. 2 more times. Maybe you move without me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. I knew you could. Exhale, release. You could stay still for a moment. You can move in any way, whether you're seated or standing. And I'm going to come back to my seat. Hopefully you're feeling warm energetically as we've been linking this inhale and exhale with our movement. Hopefully you feel some opening in your spine. We took it in all the directions. Let's take time to stretch our hips, our inner legs, or inner thighs. I'm going to come into the butterfly position. And I'll show you multiple ways to set up. So the first, well, not the first, but butterfly is a diamond shape with your legs. So I can form a diamond by pointing my toes out and my heels in. If you watch me trace my legs, here's the diamond. Opens my hips, stretches my inner legs. You could merge your heels together. You might find a different opening in your legs. Right now I'm leaning back in the chair. You might shift forward some, and then your feet and knees adjust in a different angle. I'm feeling a little bit in my inner legs, but I'm actually feeling a lot more in my ankles in this variation. We could use our blocks. You know, your blocks have a low, a medium, and a high. I'll start with low, and I'll do the same thing. Prop the floor up, create the diamond shape with my legs. You might notice a different sensation. We could lean back. We could lean forward, rest on our thighs with our forearms. Again, always mindful not to be in a space where you're toppling forward. I can raise the blocks up another layer. Do the same thing and adjust there. You have the bolster. You can take the bolster, put it on top of your blocks. Now we have more height. Almost like bringing the floor up, almost like if we were on the mat on the floor. And not doing it so we can resemble the floor, but this might give you more of what you want in your inner legs and thighs. Take a moment, find the variation that serves you best. I'm going to stay upright versus folding, so my hands can actually relax. I tend to offer a lot for you called this yoga, a style that is yin. That's where we hold things for minutes at a time. Let's hold the butterfly for a minute versus counting our breath through it. I'm gonna set my timer to keep me honest. And remember, you are not stuck. If you want to release your legs in any way, please do so. Go back to the beginning of class when we really were focusing on inhale and exhale. Then we added the body on. Just 1 minute. Not even the length of a full song. You might hear my bell. That was a minute. Could feel like a long time just sitting in it. Take your time to release your legs, one at a time. Wow. I'm going to release my props, shift them to the side, and close my hips by drawing my knees in. Feel free to shift, rock, circle. Be connected to our spine, connected to our hips. We found extension through our hamstrings, our legs. Let's wake up our feet a bit. And hopefully you're home and you're able to have no shoes on. I have on socks, or maybe your fluffy socks. But don't stress if you have your shoes on and don't want to take them off. I'll do it in the chair, and then I'll do it standing with the chair. So if you have on shoes, the standing variation might bring a different sensation than seated because of the bend of your shoe. Right? Your right foot. Right now, it's nice and flat on the floor. Your knees are underneath. Your knees are over your ankles. Lift your right heel off of the floor, or you're on the ball of your foot. We'll bend and a crease at your ankle. Lower your heel down. Lift your left heel. Ooh, opposite heel. We'll bend in your ankle. And then lower your heel down. Lift both heels up. And without shoes, I might be more on my toes, getting a stretch of my ankles. And then lower your heels down. I'll turn sideways just in case you prefer that view. Lift your right heel. Lower. Lift your left heel. Lower. I'm looking at my feet because in the camera they don't seem as aligned as I think they would be, but there's nothing wrong with that. Lift both heels. Lower them to the mat. One more time together. Lift right. Lower. Lift left. Lower. Lift both, lower. Choose if you're going to stay in the chair. I'm going to make my way up to standing. I'll use the chair as support for my hands. You can also come to a wall if that feels a little bit more secure. I choose to not stand so close to the chair so things don't topple forward. Also so that I'm accountable in using the muscles in my legs. I have a baby touch. You might, grip a little bit. Feel like you have a long braid like mine, and you can pull it up to the ceiling. Inhale, lift your heels up. So roll onto the balls of your feet any amount. Exhale, lower your heels down. Inhale, lift your right heel. Notice how your right knee bends. Lower your heel down. Lift your left heel. Notice how your knee bends. Lower your heel down. Lift both heels. You're doing this with me if you're sitting in the chair as well. Lower your heels down. Lift right heel. Lower. Lift your left heel. Lower. Lift both heels. Lower. Let's play with that a little bit more. Those of you standing, maybe you free one hand from the chair. Lift right. Lower. Lift left. Lower. Lift both. Lower. Maybe you are comfortable in no hands if you're standing. Lift right. Lower. Lift left. Lower. Lift both. Pull your belly up and lower. Let's play with this for a count of 8. 7. Trust that you know what to do with your feet. 6. 5. 4. Maybe you hold it up. And 3. 2. And 1. Maybe you hold up both heels up. In the chair, maybe you extend your arms forward, tone your arm muscles a bit. I'll hold this for 4. 3, it's okay to be wobbly. 2, 1, lower your heels, release your hands, shake what you need. Good stuff. I'll return to my seat. Still staying in the space of my feet. Shift back, lean into the chair for support. You could also use your props again to elevate the floor. So if I would do that, 2 blocks bolster, so my feet are a little bit more up. You could also do this with the second chair. Not required either. We're just simply going to circle out our ankles, yeah? Circle your right ankle. Go a little bit slower. Almost like if you were trying to put on those fancy toe socks and you got to get one toe in at a time. Go slow versus a universal sock that just slides on. Pause. Reverse the direction of the circle. And then flex your foot, press your heel forward, your toes, draw them towards your face. Point, a little dorsiflex, stretch your ankle, just like we did when we had our feet rounded. And then release your left ankle. And I'll do it without the props, just to remind you the props are not required. Circle with your foot down. Circle with your foot up. Both directions. Point. Flex. Release. Awesome. Spine, hips, legs, ankles. Let's play with our hands and arms a little bit more before we go. Bring your arms out wide. Give yourself a hug. Cross your right hand to your left shoulder, your left hand to your right shoulder, or any part of your arms. Hug yourself. Breathe in. Breathe out. Twist your upper body towards the right. And then snuggle your chin into your right shoulder. Breathe in, unwind the twist, free your arms. Breathe out, opposite, cross, hug. Snuggle your chin into your left shoulder this time. Inhale, center with your chin, release your arms. Exhale, lower your arms down beside you. Now this one I always enjoy doing. For our hands, our wrists, have your palms face one another. And then flip your palms away from one another. Your right hand, could you cross it over so it kisses your left hand? And then interlace your fingers. Relax your shoulders. You might feel the stretch. Or you pull your fist into your chest, you'll feel a little bit more. Don't force it, but maybe you pull your fist up. Hi, Angela, nice to see your name. Give it 2 breaths. And then we'll unwind this. And then shake out your hands. The opposite side. Palms face, palms away. Left hand kisses the right. Interlace. Pull to you, and this could be enough. Pull up to your chin. That could be enough. A few breaths. And then you'll release your hands, your arms, and let things go down. Awesome. Just like that, 45 minutes has come to an end. Let's take a minute, though, to seal our practice with stillness and silence. So find as comfortable a position you can in your chair. Here's where I'm going to grab my second chair. At home, you might switch and get on your couch. This could be the time where you're like, I want to lay down on the ground. And please, if you don't have a second chair, maybe you have a blanket on your chair, it gives it a little bit more cushion, or a pillow that gives it a little bit more cushion for you to relax. Or have your head where it can rest against the wall. I'm going to take the second chair, bring it as close to me as possible so that my knees are supported. I could lean back some. I could lean forward some. I can even take those extra pops for a little bit of comfort. Our last minute together. You hear the sound of a bell when we're done. Please take a cleansing breath. You're definitely in the comfort of your own space, and maybe you stay and rest longer. I'll slowly sit up. Release my props. I wish you peace, peace, peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. With gratitude for your presence, whether you're live or watching the recording. Thank you for supporting You Call This Yoga, a nonprofit here in the North Carolina space. Please share us with your friends, your family, and anyone that might be able to donate and support us. We appreciate any amount at any time, any day. Thank you much again for being here.